At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Oh, is my microphone on? It is. Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Krueger. Hey, by the way, this is the last day. You can enter to win free tickets to the Red Bluff Roundup this Friday night. All you have to do is email me at mkrueger@weathernorcal.com or go to the Weather NorCal website, click on contact, fill out the form, and you will be entered. Man, we've been getting a lot of great entries here. So tomorrow we'll be picking it out of a hat or whatever and just get that name drawn. And before you know it, we'll have a winner tomorrow right here on Coffee with Krueger. Hey, this is a great shot sent to us by Amanda. This was several days ago, but a rainbow and a half. Not a double, but a rainbow and a half. But beautiful shot nonetheless. You got to love that. I want to thank Amanda for sending in that image, which, by the way, you can share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app. Just go to the App Store and search for Weather NorCal. Download the app for free. Before you know it, you're sharing those photos and you're seeing it right here on Coffee with Krueger. Let's get you out the door here for this morning. It's a little chilly, especially in the mountains. 30s, 40s in the higher elevations. And the valley, temperatures mid-40s. Not a bad start to the day. Not a bad afternoon either. I do expect it to be mainly dry. There are going to be a few spots that may see a chance for a few showers later on this afternoon and evening, but that's mainly for the north. Del Norte, northern Trinity, northern Humboldt, Siskiyou. There's the Clipper system. You see that cold front? I call it a Clipper system. I guess maybe that's what I'm going to continue to call it now, and hopefully you kind of get used to it. Those are those storms that push through the Pacific Northwest and just clip Northern California. And that's essentially what we got here for tomorrow. Really, for today, just some clouds rolling in. It's not going to be a completely sunny day out there, but eventually some clouds rolling in. Now, there you can see by 6 p.m., this is what I was talking about. The leading edge of the Clipper system will bring us a chance for a few sprinkles in northern Humboldt, Del Norte, Siskiyou County, and even Modoc County as well, but otherwise mainly dry for everyone else. The winds are picking up a little bit this afternoon, but there you can see generally midday, not that bad, but then they're going to be gusting a little bit about 20 miles per hour in the valley, a bit stronger from the west for the eastern mountains. Now, rainfall chances, the best will be tomorrow, chances diminishing Thursday, and then another chance coming in by the second half of the weekend and early next week. So a roller coaster ride, not only with the temperatures, but the chances for rain as well. Now, I do think some of us in the valley are going to get into that 70 to 72 degree mark. Basically upper 60s, low 70s for your highs in the valley. And in the mountains in the 50s and 60s. For tonight, we're dropping down to the upper 40s in the valley, 30s and 40s in the mountains, and somewhere in the mid 40s for the coast. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. Dry for Thursday, Friday, even Saturday, and it's Sunday. Yeah, we got that chance for rain. As you know, the last day of the Red Bluff Roundup is on Sunday. So that's a little bit of a concern if you're heading out to the rodeo on Sunday. Just make sure you bring an umbrella or bring a poncho. Umbrellas aren't good because if you're in the bleachers or in the stands, sometimes your umbrella can block the view of people. So ponchos are the best bet, especially if you're at an event. Hey, take a look at this. This is out at Lake Oroville. Beautiful sunrise shot here. And while we do that, we'll check in with some of you this morning as well. Good morning from Jackie Dixon in Trinidad. Thank you for checking in. For some of our regulars, Lisa Stevens is also one of our regulars as we look at Main Street Chico. Happy Tuesday, all. Have an amazing day. We've also got Curtis Brown checking in, and he is saying, well, good morning, everyone. Make today count. I love that. That is a great thing to do. You know, I think I need to be a little bit more on the positive side. Here's a buddy of mine. Couldn't leave him out. Ben Luna. This guy, let me tell you something about Ben Luna, my friends. This guy is one of the reasons why I'm sitting here today giving you your forecast from Weather NorCal and not from a TV station. It took some convincing. I checked out his studio. What he's doing over there at Tennessee Valley Weather is amazing, folks. He's part of our digital weather network, which we had a great meeting last night. Yesterday evening, and we are moving forward. We are, as a national group, really just expanding what we're doing here. So kudos to Ben Luna. Thank him for what I'm doing here today, because he is a big reason. And a lot of what you see, my 24-hour channel, a lot of things that I've pretty much everything is because of this guy right here. So thank you, Ben. You are an amazing, you, my friend, you are the legend. There's a look at Crescent City out there this morning. Someone out there on their bike enjoying the beautiful weather. We do have some low clouds kind of hanging out Bald Hill West. And then, of course, Ben kind of chiming in here. Let's see what Ben has to say. Krueger is the best, one of the nicest, most professional guys I've ever met. I'm blessed to know him and call him a friend. Absolutely, Ben. I feel the same way. You are number one in my book. All right. Well, what do you say we get to the forecast and get you to that? Here's a little distracted there. Ben's just an awesome guy. Fort Jones. Looks like a little bit of low cloud cover out there, but mainly clear skies. So it looks like we have some of that fog kind of in some of those mountain valleys. Lassen Park, well, the bench is starting to kind of come back, everybody. So yeah, a lot of the snow that we did see over the weekend, that is done with. All right, so one last check and talk about the ticket giveaway. Of course, I'll probably do it in my evening forecast as well. Email your entries if you want to win free tickets to the Red Bluff Roundup to mkrueger@weathernorcal.com or the NorCal website, weathernorcal.com. Click on contact and you will be entered. I'm going to be announcing the winner tomorrow. How exciting is that? Once again, take another look at this rainbow and a half. Not a double rainbow, close, but a rainbow and a half from Amanda out in Paynes Creek. This is several days ago, but you can't pass up a rainbow shot, right? Share your photos from the free Weather NorCal app. Just search for Weather NorCal in your app store. All right. As you know, we've got sponsors here at Weather NorCal. Weather NorCal wouldn't be possible, not only with my buddy Ben Luna, but also because of our sponsors. And Wind River has been a sponsor of Coffee at Krueger since day one. And the cool thing going on at Wind River, they always have a lot of great events. They're not just a casino, right? That's a great part of what they do. They've got a resort, they've got a hotel, the works, right? But they also put on great entertainment for you and for the community. One of the things that they're going to be doing here, at least the closest here, as we get into the 19th, so just about 5 days away, they've got the Wind River Resort and Casino Show and Shine. Now, if you've ever had a chance to check that out, it's really kind of a cool event. They got it in the parking lot of Wind River Resort and Casino. That will be Sunday, April 19th from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. Be sure to get on out there and check out those cars if you're a big fan. All right, here's a look at your weather headlines. Mainly dry and slightly warmer for today. Showers return Wednesday, mostly for the coast though. Okay, we're not going to see as much elsewhere. Dry Thursday and through Saturday, and then more rain possibly by Sunday into early next week. All right, here is a look at your deeper dive forecast, but first, a word from the Red Bluff Roundup.
3 exciting days of bucking, roping, and thrills are coming to Red Bluff. Over $350,000 is up for grabs for 700 of the toughest cowboys and cowgirls. Friday is Patriot Day, brought to you by Food Max and Outback Contractors. Saturday is Sierra Pacific Industries and Windows and Big Time Pest Control Day with an evening concert by Corey Kent. Sunday is Davidson Haven Family and Friends and Dignity Health St. Elizabeth Hospital Tough Enough to Wear Pink Day. Get your tickets now at these locations.
All right, so let's take a look at our deeper dive forecast. We're going to kind of get into things here. Temperatures in the mid-40s for the valley. We're talking low to mid-30s for some of the higher elevations. Much colder as we'd expect in the mountains. Upper 30s for you along the coast here. Let's take a look at the satellite image because this right here, that's the cold front that is going to be moving on in here by tonight and tomorrow, and that's going to be bringing us a slight chance for showers. Now, here's something that is unusual. For the last several days, both the GFS, the American forecast model, and the European forecast model have been pretty much spot on in alignment. So the confidence for rain tomorrow, pretty high. But I think most of it's going to be on the coast, right, as I mentioned. Then we see a break. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Then on Sunday, this system comes in. Now, here's where the European and the American forecast model diverge a bit. The GFS, the American forecast model, wants to wait until later in the day on Sunday. Late afternoon, early evening. And then more rain Monday, Tuesday. The European forecast model, it's going to bring it even sooner. Saturday night, Sunday morning, which would mean rain pretty much all day Sunday. So we may see something within the middle of that. Bottom line is this. We all know that the last day of the Red Bluff Roundup, or at least many of you know, last day of the Red Bluff Roundup is Sunday. So be prepared on Sunday for a little bit of wet weather. And then we got more rain coming in Monday, Tuesday, and then that scoots on out of here. By Wednesday, Thursday of next week, it dries out again. All right, let's take a look at futurecasts, shorter range, looking at least the next couple of days. We do still have a few clouds out there, and that's going to be the extent of it. Now, this Clipper system will be here as early as late in the day. So Del Norte, northern Humboldt, Trinity, Siskiyou, northern Shasta, out towards Modoc County. If you see a stray shower late this afternoon, early evening, don't be surprised, but it probably won't amount to much. And then overnight into tomorrow, you see how it's mainly really just focused to the north. Okay, and then you can see the line right here. Heavier rainfall, western Siskiyou for the coast, but still not much going elsewhere. Once this moves over the coastal range and the mountains in general, it's going to break apart. So the valley, I think, is the farther south you go, there's a very good chance you may not even see a drop of rain. Places like Chico, Oroville, Willows, for example. But say Red Bluff, Corning, Redding, yeah, maybe a few 107 inches of rainfall at most. More rain up to the north and east, and then, yeah, a little bit of rain heading off towards the eastern mountains, Lassen, Plumas County, for example. Thursday, we're dry again, okay? And then we go into Friday, still dry Saturday, and then, as I mentioned, that chance for showers coming in by Sunday. Rainfall estimates at least through Wednesday. There it is, right? This is your typical Clipper system. This is just classic. Most of the rain is in Del Norte County. Squeezes out all that moisture. It hits the coastal range and the mountains in general. You're talking the Marble Mountains, Trinity Alps, coastal range. It breaks apart. Look what happens for the valley. Based on the model, it's not picking up on any rainfall, but I do still think there could be a sprinkle light shower for especially north end of the valley. But again, classic, right? Heaviest rainfall, Del Norte, northern Humboldt, western Siskiyou, and then it just drops off significantly in the amount of rainfall elsewhere. Snow maybe down to about 4,500 feet, locally lower in some spots. Model picking up on a little bit of accumulation for Mount Shasta, Alturas. I don't think that's going to happen, especially for Mount Shasta. Maybe a bit of a mix on Wednesday. Maybe a bit of a mix and a short period of time of just all snow, but it wouldn't be much. But I mean, this is through 10 p.m. Wednesday. Look how insignificant the amount of snow is, even as you go higher in elevation. There's Mount Shasta, right? The mountain. All right, so maybe a foot of snow up there, but that's pretty high in elevation. That's 14,000 feet. All right, so we take a look at the winds later this afternoon. A little gusty. Out of the south for the valley, west for the eastern mountains. Could see over 30 miles per hour there, and around 15 miles per hour for the coast. Wednesday, I do expect some slightly stronger winds. Thursday, now we're looking at north winds over 20 miles per hour. That's also the case. In fact, we're approaching 30 miles per hour for the coast and pretty gusty even for the eastern mountains. Then it looks like by Friday, the winds start to subside, and that'll be the case again on Friday as well. So the 10-day outlook, roller coaster ride, or at least a kiddie roller coaster ride. A little down, and then back up, then back down, then back up again. This is typical this time of the year, right? Summer and winter are kind of having a little tug of war. And eventually summer will win out. And we know that from years past, right? But take a look at the lake levels. They're still very healthy, over 100% for that historical average. Certainly can't complain in that department. Taking a look at the wave heights, well, yeah, they're pretty low now, but that will change with that Clipper system approaching. We'll be looking at higher wave heights and most likely seeing some small craft advisories out there just off the coast. North winds at about 5 to 10 knots. No advisories yet, but again, that may change. Your neighborhood forecast sponsored by Dignity Health and Grange Co-op. All right, let's take a look at Trinity County to start things off. Mid to upper 60s. Now, again, when you look at this 7-day forecast, do note that across the board, it's going to be the same for everybody. Wednesday, the chance for showers. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, dry. And then more wet weather coming in for Sunday, Monday of next week. Otherwise, today, we could see a few showers late this afternoon, evening for Del Norte, northern Humboldt. So Orleans, Hoopa, Willow Creek, stray sprinkle light shower this afternoon, this evening. Same story for everybody in Siskiyou County, including Scott Valley. Later this afternoon, evening, a chance for a sprinkle, as well as Modoc County. But as you head to the south, into the eastern mountains, we'll be looking at those dry conditions all day long today. Temperatures in the low 60s, although some 50s in there as well. For the valley, you're dry today. I think we're going to be looking at some low 70s, especially down to the south. 68 degrees for Pasquinta and Elk Creek. Your 7-day forecast for Chico. I've got that slight chance for showers in there for you Wednesday, but honestly, there's a very good chance you may be dry tomorrow completely. Maybe a passing sprinkle. And then really that best chance for measurable rainfall for Chico will be on Sunday. Upper 60s, maybe even around 70, right? We're kind of splitting hairs, but basically upper 60s to low 70s in the valley here for today. It looks like temperatures you drop a bit here for your Wednesday, Thursday, and then it looks like in the low to mid 70s for Friday, Saturday, mid 60s for Sunday and Monday. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Good stuff. You know, this is typical spring weather around here, folks. There's really nothing unusual with what's going on here. I have to turn my microphone on. Hey, I remembered this time. At least I didn't start rambling on and you couldn't hear me here. We've also got Sandra checking in this morning. Thank you for checking in, Sandra. Enjoying my coffee, listening to Mike Krueger. Good morning. Enjoy your day. Good morning to you. I'm enjoying my coffee too, at least when I can take a little break. Why not take a little break right now? Let's do that. All right, that's going to do it for us today, folks. It's pretty quick and easy here, right? Today, for the most part, we're looking at dry conditions. Not a bad day. Maybe a chance for showers Wednesday, a little weak disturbance, and then not bad to wrap up the work week. Now, and the thing is, a Red Bluff Roundup is Friday, Saturday, dry, and pretty nice temperature-wise. Should be pretty nice, even in the evening hours. Maybe a little chilly overnight as we get into those nighttime hours, but not too bad. It's Sunday, the last day of the Red Bluff Roundup. We got to watch because that could bring us some wet weather. Not a ton. I don't think it's going to be like a major washout, but you know, nobody likes to be in those stands when it's raining. But those cowboys, cowgirls, they are going to continue to do their thing. You know that. So it doesn't really rain or shine, my friends, rain or shine. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun out at the Red Bluff Roundup. Be sure to check that out and get your tickets before they all sell out, and be sure to get those entries in to win the free tickets I've got right here for you that I will be announcing tomorrow. Well, that's going to do it for us today. I hope you have yourselves a great Tuesday. Today's Taco Tuesday, I guess. A lot of people call it Taco Tuesday. And we are wrapping things up here. Let's make it a great Tuesday, shall we? And we'll see you tomorrow morning with the announcement of who wins these tickets right here. How fun is that? Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you around.